Now, today is supposedly the International Day of Peace, but when it comes to Iran, the drumbeats of war are sounding ever louder, with Tehran blocking one of the latest United Nations attempts to inspect its nuclear facilities. Israel's Deputy Foreign Minister has told this programme it's time to ratchet up the pressure on Iran. And the question of how best to support Israel is now playing into the American presidential election. Our Foreign Affairs correspondent, Jonathan Rugman, reports now from New York.
On the streets of Tehran today, a show of strength. Iran unveiling a new missile system designed to shoot down any attacking aircraft. Iran denies it's trying to build a nuclear bomb. But when and how America and Israel should stop Iran's nuclear program is looming ever larger in this US election.
We will not countenance Iran getting a nuclear weapon.
If Barack Obama gets reelected, Iran will have a nuclear weapon and the world will change if that's the case.
People are always asking, is Israel really going to launch a military strike on Iran? What would you say to them?
I would say wait and see.
But whatever the Israelis say, such a strike does not currently have America's blessing, because Barack Obama hasn't agreed with Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel the so-called red lines, which Iran will not be allowed to cross.
The world tells Israel, wait, there's still time. And I say, wait for what? Wait until when? Those in the international community who refuse to put red lines before Iran don't have a moral right to place a red light before Israel.
The Israelis claim Iran might reach the equivalent of one bomb's worth of enriched uranium within the next 6 months. But the Americans say that is not the same as a fledgling nuclear arsenal, and they've refused to set a deadline, preferring diplomacy for now. But Israel's Deputy Foreign Minister says time is running out, that Iran is worryingly close to a point of no return.
They're still very determined and they are relentless. So while we have to be very watchful on what's happening over there, also there is always a danger that we may miss this very, very delicate fine line after which there is no return.
Both America and Israel are trying to patch up their special relationship. The Israelis know they need President Obama's backing for military action if he is re-elected. And President Obama can't afford a public row with Israel when he needs Jewish votes from the key swing state of Florida to here in New York. Behind the scenes, diplomats are trying to bridge the gulf, though the president is so far refusing to see Mr. Netanyahu when the two men are in New York next week.
You've got to be on the same page, haven't you? Because Israel can't really do anything on its own without America.
We are certainly on the same page, maybe not on the same paragraph, but we are very close.
So it will be resolved, this disagreement. You can't afford for it not to be.
Absolutely, because the most important thing for us internationally, not just for the United States or Israel, but for everybody in the globe, is to stop Iran. So I believe Iran will be stopped.
But a lot of people say that a conventional military strike would not work. You would be, to use the phrase, mowing the grass. You would be slowing Iran down, but you would not be destroying their capability, and you would make them and other people very angry.
I would not jump into any conclusions except to say that certainly time is of the essence, and even hypothetically, the Iranian nuclear program is delayed by only a few years. It is better than just sitting idly and letting them run into the bomb.
The world tells Israel, wait.
Here in America, Israel's arguments are being used by supporters of Mitt Romney to woo Jewish votes in Florida.
The world needs American strength, not apologies.
Getting tough with Iran, now the foreign policy issue of the Republican campaign.
The president has not drawn us further away from a nuclear Iran. In fact, Iran is closer to having a weapon closer to having nuclear capability than when he took office. This is the greatest failure, in my opinion, of his foreign policy.
Welcome to Jerusalem.
Thank you so much.
Romney and Netanyahu are old friends. They worked for the same firm in the 1970s, though the Israelis deny they would rather Romney won this election.
And this is for the American people to decide, and we have no...
You have no dog in this fight, is the phrase we use.
Absolutely, we have, I wouldn't want to say dogs, we are not betting on anyone.
And the godfather of American foreign policy suggests that whomever wins, Israel would not strike Iran without America's support.
I think they know that will be a painful decision that stakes the survival of their country on one throw of the dice. So I would think that however strongly they've phrased their case now, it is a question they approach inwardly with great anguish.
And they want America at their side.
They have never had to fight a war without America on their side.
There is a strongly held view within the Obama administration that it may be neither possible nor desirable to stop Iran with conventional weapons, and that it would be better for Israel to carry on with a campaign of sabotage so that Iran's nuclear program never comes to a head. But it's not an argument the Israelis are currently buying, which means that whomever wins the White House may have to live with the consequences of an Israeli military strike. Jonathan Rugman, Channel 4 News, New York.